I think Dr. Dembrowski actually is in line with a common man. I believe that he really wants to do right by the people of the Commonwealth, and I just don't picture him as pandering to special interest and lobbyists. I find that very appealing and refreshing, and I wish him lots of luck.
What impressed me the most is the fact that he's one of us and not a politician and not looking for himself, looking out for himself. He actually wants to help us.
I like him. I like what he says. I think he's on the ball with it. I think he'll make a good governor.
I think somebody coming from his background, being a non-politician, not having that predisposition to be, that mindset, if you will, I think he does an excellent chance as long as the people hear him and he gets his agenda out there, or not really an agenda, but just gets the word out there that he is for us, the people. And he wants to preserve what we have already in our laws, our Constitution, whether it be the state Constitution and the federal Constitution as well.
If he's a part of the revolution, and I've said we've needed for a long, long time, one without a gun, but this state has needed a revolution for a long, long time. And I think he's the type of fellow that could bring it forward.
Thank you very much, Jason. Oh, I'd like to welcome all of you here. It's great to see such a good turnout, and I want to thank all of you for coming out and doing something to preserve your liberties, because obviously our elected officials are not going to do it. What I'd like to do is I'd like to ask all of you, how many of you carry a picture of your family or your loved ones with you in your, say, your wallet or your purse? Everybody carries something with them? Do you want to take those out for me and just put them on just take them out of your wallet, put it in your hand, put it on the table. Or if you don't have a picture of your family, how many of you own businesses here? How many of you carry these little things called cards? Yeah. Why don't you take those out? Because today is not about whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, a conservative, or an independent. Today, it's all about you, and it's all about these people here. It's all about the businesses, the business cards that you have, the people behind those businesses. It's all about them. It's not about what party you're running for. And believe it or not, it's not even about the candidate that's standing here today. It's all about you, and it's all about the people that you represent. Do you believe your legislators, your governor, your judiciary system have your best interest at heart? No, I definitely don't. That's why I'm standing here. Do you believe your governor and legislative and judiciary have your family's best interests at heart?
No. Absolutely
not. No? Now, would you like an initiative that actually, or a recall vote that actually said if you don't like what they're actually doing, that we can actually get rid of them?
Absolutely.
Well, we're all on the right page because I agree with every single one of those. Now that you know who I am on the outside, now let's find out who I am on the inside. I'm just like you. You pinch me, I feel pain. You stick me, I bleed. I eat food this end, and I think you know what happens to it the rest of the way. It ends up in Boston Harbor. The only thing separating me from you is the distance between us. What's good for your family is good for my family. What's good for you is good for me. What prospers your business prospers my business. And what prospers our businesses prospers Massachusetts. Oh, and the other thing you might like is, seeing we're in a sportsman's club here, I also have a Class A large capacity license to carry a firearm, so you know where I stand on the Second Amendment. Okay, let's touch a little bit on who I'm not. One, I'm not your typical gubernatorial candidate, as you could probably tell by now. I'm not a politician, never have been, never will. I'm a doctor, I've been in practice now for over 11 years. The only special interest I have is the special interest of my family or my patients, and then taking care of the needs of my family. And I'm also a very concerned and very troubled Massachusetts citizen. I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire, and trust me, it's not for not having the aspiration to become one. I definitely would like to be one of those. But here's a little food for thought. How many millionaires have we had as governor? How many billionaires have we had for governor? How many millionaires and very wealthy people do we have in government? How come they can't take that knowledge and move that into government? How come we have so much problems with the economic structure of government? That is something to think about.
I have an answer. It's because they're not spending their own money.
Well, yeah, that's very obvious. They're spending yours and mine, that's the problem, and our children's children. So I've never been an executive for a multinational corporation. Now we need to investigate this one just a little bit more. Let's say, let's take one of our past governors who's a multi-billionaire and a CEO of a major corporation. Let's take Mitt Romney, for instance. Let's say Mitt Romney goes to his board of directors, and we're going to do a little bit of role playing here. What I want you guys to do is I want you to be the shareholders, but don't say anything until I address the shareholders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play both the role of Mitt Romney addressing his board. So Mitt Romney comes into his board, meets Mr. and Mrs. Board of the executive board, and says, hey, you know what, guys? I have an idea for you. Let's revamp, let's remodel, restructure all of the staples across the country. It'll increase productivity, it'll increase the amount of money we bring in, it'll increase our efficiency, and we're going to make money hand over fist because we're going to be so efficient. It's only going to cost us $2.6 billion,